Hey folks, welcome to the channel. I'd like to talk to you today about some physical health considerations in your midlife process. And I want to really just use some personal examples of things that I've experienced and gone through and give you an idea of sort of how I dealt with some of my ailments and what that meant to me and the importance of that. I've had an issue with my heels for as long as I can remember. I remember being in high school having pain in the back of my heel when I would kick a football, which was odd, but it's just one of those things that I never really dealt with, never really got serious about dealing with. And over time, it became really debilitating. So much so that, for many years as a young man, I managed it. I ran, I was physically active, rode bikes a lot, swam, hiked, all sorts of things. And for the most part, I'd be a little stiff when I got started, but once I got going with just about anything, I'd be fine. It would be later that day, if I would take a break, relax, everything would stiffen up in my heel. Both heels, actually. Everything would stiffen up in both heels, and it would become really difficult to move around without pain, and I had to get moving again. So that process started, and I started having issues like that just got worse over time. I also would have issues with periods of inactivity. If I sat at a desk or rode in a car for a long period, I'd get out and the back of my heels would be very stiff. In my own opinion, it caused me to have a bit of a peculiar gait because I was always compensating for the pain in my heels, always. My mother, around the time she had me, she started having problems with her hip. And that progressed over time to later in life, she was too old to do anything about it. It caused her to have serious mobility issues. She had to have a walker. She was hunched over. And for the last couple years of her life, she was pretty immobile. She never did anything about her hip. She should have done something about her hip early on. And that certainly was something on my mind when I decided it's time to get these things taken care of. And let me tell you, if you're in my boat and you're going down this road, it's not going to be easy, because I had to go to my primary care physician to get him to refer me to a specialist. And I knew that going in. He referred me to a specialist who told me, hey man, this is outside the scope of what I do. He was a podiatrist, but I don't think he performed surgeries. So he referred me to another specialist. And I finally got in with somebody who knew what they were doing. After meeting with the physician, guess what I had to do? I had to do a few months of physical therapy to make sure that we couldn't correct the problem. The surgeon was like, hey man, it's not going to work, but we got to do it, because you're not going to get approved for surgery unless we try. Which is ridiculous, but that's what you got to do. So I did it. Didn't help. And the surgeon and I we knew it wasn't going to help. Didn't help. So finally, this process was probably 9 months, probably, from the time I went into my primary care to the time where the surgeon was like, okay, we're going to move forward with surgery. It was daunting to consider doing it to both feet. Can't do them both at the same time, because you have to be able to get around some way. So we had to do one, then we had to do the other. And each one was about a 3 to 4 month process before I'm back in a shoe walking around. But I pushed through that process. I want to tell all of you who may be in a similar situation, whatever the ailment might be, it was absolutely, unequivocally worth every ounce of effort that I put forward. I should have done this 25 years ago. Pretty sorry that I didn't, but I'm so thankful that I did. So, the other part of this is while I'm sitting at home trying to recover from one of these heel surgeries, I'm awoken in the middle of the night with excruciating pain in my neck, lower neck, upper back. So intense, so unending, so maddening was the pain that I somehow managed to drive myself a quarter mile from my house across the road to a hospital ER. Ended up finding out that I had a bulging disc. That has in turn started causing shoulder and arm issues, numbness down my arm into my hand. I have a scheduled MRI this coming weekend, but this has been a process as well. Next month I'm scheduled to meet finally with a surgeon after rounds of physical therapy. What I'm trying to tell you is you gotta get intentional about taking care of yourself. Yes, is it important to eat right and exercise? Absolutely. But you're gonna have issues, you're gonna have ailments, you're gonna have things pop up, and you gotta get on them. You gotta take care of yourself. Don't spend a single solitary day experiencing pain and discomfort when you don't have to. This is pertinent to this channel because when you're young, you don't think about this sort of thing. You think, I'm gonna live forever and be just as healthy as I am now. Or more honestly, you just don't think about it. When you get into your 30s, things start creeping up. They start causing issues. Don't wait. Just handle it. Take care of it. Stay healthy. Take care of yourself. That's what I'm out here doing right now. Walking, being physically active. Don't do it near enough, but you got to do it. I mean, we get so wrapped up in everything that's going on. All the drama at home, the drama at work, the drama in the news. Oh my gosh, how am I going to get through today? Am I going to get to this weekend? I'm looking forward to this camping trip. I just want to get there. I want to get my vacation. How are we going to pay for this? How are we going to do that? Am I making the right decisions? Am I leading my family astray? It's all noise. It's all noise. And it takes you away from doing the kind of things that have real meaning. It's not to say that those things aren't real concerns for people. Sure. You can't avoid that. It's part of life. Life is struggle. That's all the more reason why every day you have to be intentional about being the kind of person you want to be. Because the struggle will grind you down. I think that's where I'm at. I think the struggle has ground me down. It's time for me to start being intentional about the kind of man I want to be. I've been here for a long time. It's time to move on. If you're there, what's to say it's not time for you to move on? What's to say you can't move on now? When life smacks you upside the face and tells you to pay attention, it's time to pay attention. The hits are going to keep coming until you're in the ground, until you decide to take control of your life. Listen, take care of yourself. Be proactive. Do as I say, not as I do. Eating right, staying physically active is important. We all know that. And we probably intuitively all understand that from a very early age. And in spite of that, we choose a different path for ourselves. I'm telling you, at some point, you're gonna come to the realization that it's extremely important, because your wealth isn't gonna mean much without your health. So do those things. But even more than that, what I hope to convey to you is there is another layer to your physical health, and that is listen. Listen to your body. Again, all the noise, don't listen to the noise. All those things that creep into your life that distract you from the meaningful things. Take care of yourself. If something hurts, go to the doctor. Listen to what they say. Do what they say. Take care of yourself. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. If you got something out of this, I would love nothing more than for you to just say hi down below in the comments. Sure would appreciate it. And if you see fit, and I keep churning these things out, I'll see you in the next one.